Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be giving you a review on period products. So if you do not use any type of period products, you don't have to watch this video. Or, I mean, if you want to watch it and then maybe give advice to people you know, then you can watch it. I have never been a person to use anything but pads. Like, I was an avid pad user for years, like forever. And I was terrified to put a tampon in my hoo-ha, and I just never liked doing that. So I just always wore a pad. And I always heard from people that didn't use pads, they'd be like, I don't want to sit in my own blood all day. And I didn't know anything differently, so I never had that complaint. But then I started using tampons, and then I was an avid tampon user, but I always felt like tampons gave me menstrual cramps. I always felt like they made my cramps 10 times worse. And if any of you feel like that or felt that way ever, let me know down below, because I feel like I've Googled it too, and I feel like I'm pretty sure when like you insert a tampon, like if your uterus is having a cramp, that it essentially, when there's a tampon inside of you, it almost like cramps around, it like makes it cramp more. I could be completely wrong, but I swear I read that on Google somewhere. So I decided on my last period cycle to try a few different types of products, and I literally used 3 different types of like products for my period. I didn't use a pad, and I didn't use any tampons. And I went out of like my secured box of like what I was comfortable with, and I tried other like items. So I heard a long time ago about, I almost just called it a Dixie cup. What are they called? A Diva cup. And I was always like, ew, that's disgusting. Why would anyone want to put a cup up in their hoo-ha? Like, how the hell are you gonna get that out? I didn't ever try that. And I always thought it was weird, because I never tried it, that people were like using those things. Side note, my cat is like terrified of me right now, and I don't know why. Hey, Vinny. Yeah. Can you just open the door and let Simon out? Because he's terrified of me for whatever reason. So I forget what I was saying, but I've just always thought it was weird, people using like cups, and like that was just me and not really knowing more about it, like ignorance, I guess. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And my friend Janae, I just dropped it, hold on. She like talked me into it, and so did Carly to an extent. But she was like, you should really try them out. Janae was gonna buy me one and send me one. I was like, girl, you were not buying me one. I will buy it myself, but I appreciate it. I bought the, so first off, when I first started my period, I got what's called a soft disc because my friend Tony uses them. Now I just like aired her dirty laundry on what type of freaking period thing she uses. But this is what a soft disc is. It's literally, it's like a plastic bag basically. And you just like squeeze it like this. And then you like, I feel like I'm doing like a health thing. This is your area, right? And then you just like put it in, right? And then it like goes into the shelf. You have like a little shelf underneath your cervix, and it just like sits in there. And you'll feel your pubic bone when you push it in, because that's how you know it's in. And then when you take it out, you just like, either you stick, you have to put a finger up there to like get it out. So you put a finger up there and you just like hook it out. Or like I've gotten it out like by hooking it on top. But if it's like in there, you have to like pull it down. My review on these, first off, I never thought I would ever stick one of these in there. Never thought I would, ever. Just because I've always been nervous with tampons too, that like I wouldn't be able to get one out or get stuck inside of me or like lost. Nothing will get lost up there. There's literally a dead end. It can't go through your cervix. So you're not gonna like lose anything up there. But what I did find is that like I always felt like my finger wasn't long enough to like pull this out. Like I found a way to get it out, but I almost felt like my fingers were like too short to get it out. So yeah, what I would rate this out of 10, 10 being like the best. Actually, I'll do the ratings at the end, okay? I ordered a flex cup, which is this. And I ordered a salt cup, which is this thing. So with the Flex Cup, I use this first. There's like a, see this like dangly thing? Like the string. It comes out and you stick it through, see the hole there? You push it through the hole. Oh my God. I'm an idiot. Okay, and you just stick it through the hole and you pull it through. So, for this, I tried this one first before the Salt Cup. I did the push down, what is it called? Punch down style to like folding it. So, obviously when you put this in your hoo-ha, you need to fold it a certain way because you can't just shove it up. It's not going to go anywhere. So, you push down. This is like the easiest way. And sometimes you need two hands to guide it, but it essentially goes into your canal like this. Okay, so when you're like putting it into the canal, I use two hands. Honestly, I used one to like get it into the top of it or like the entrance, and then I used my other to push it in. But you essentially just push it in, push it in, push it in, and then you feel it like go in your hoo-ha. You feel it go in, and then you just let it open. So when it's in there, it opens like this, right? And the idea of it is it suctions inside of you. So there's like there's not supposed to be like leakage or anything like that. I will say with the soft disc, I experienced minor leakage. And I don't know why. I don't know if it like snuck out underneath it. It was definitely in the right way because it felt correctly. And I've watched videos on like how to put it in and stuff. But with this, you don't feel it. Like you'd think you'd feel it, right? Because there's like this hangs out of the entrance of your vagina. Like the, not like completely out of you. It's like in you, but like it's like, I don't know how to explain it. You like feel it go through inside. This is like out of like the mouth of it essentially. So like when you go to take it out, this is what happens, right? So you pull it, you pull this thing. See, had like one side of it unsuctions. This is gonna help you get it out because it suctions inside of your canal. So when you pull it, one of the sides breaks and then you just take it out. I honestly just pull it all the way until it's out and it just comes out of me. And you'd think it would like fly out of me. It doesn't. You just pull softly on it and it just comfortably comes out. And when it exits, it just goes right down into the toilet. Like obviously you hold on to the strings, so when it comes out, it empties. So I would wear this. I'd change it in the morning, like rinse it, put it in. When I would come back, you can wear these like cups up to 12 hours. And I'd wear it all day until like 4 probably or 5. And sometimes I would take it out because originally when I was first putting it in, I was not putting it in the right way. And this honestly almost seems bulkier than the Salt Cup, but they're pretty similar. But then when I would take it out around like 4 o'clock, I would take it out, empty it, rinse it in the sink. Sounds gross, but I would rinse it in the sink and then I would insert it again in my hoo-ha. And then before bed, I would typically change it just so I had like a fresh cup for bed. And I would wear tampons, like Super Plus tampons at night because I just bled really heavy on my heavy days. And I would bleed through for the most part. At least 2 nights I'd bleed through, 1 or 2 nights. With the cup, this thing didn't bleed through at all. Nothing. Literally nothing. And it was great. Even with the Salt Cup, there was no leakage. And you don't feel this when it's in you either. And the comforting part of this is when you know that it's going to come out, because when you pull it, the side unsuctions and it releases, right? So this is like a really comfortable thing where it's like, you don't feel like, oh, when I go to take it out, it's not going to come out type of deal. But moving on to the Salt Cup. So Salt Cup, same type of like how it works. Punch it down. This almost punches down easier because there's no string coming out through, like going through the center and coming out the bottom. But then you'd insert it like this. Same exact way you'd insert the Flex Cup. It'd open up. The thing I had trouble with on this one was removing it from my hoo-ha. It took me 20 minutes. I'm not kidding you. And I was trying so hard not to panic because I've seen videos where girls literally get them stuck in them, which it's not necessarily stuck. It's just It's not stuck. It's just like you don't know how to properly get it out, right? And it was hard. Like I wore this to bed, no leaks, didn't feel anything. I honestly felt like nothing with this. I'm not saying I feel anything with the Flex. You really don't. But this one, you like this whole upper part is in your hoo-ha, and this is the only thing like kind of hanging out. So I struggled really badly getting it out of me. So badly. It's kind of stressing about it. I was on the toilet literally for 20 minutes. And whatever, I put it in, right? It opened, it suctioned, it did its thing. This little stringy thing is like hanging out of it. Go to take it out, right? I'm pulling on this, trying to take it out. Just this little stem thing. Pulling. Well, it's suctioned up in my insides. So it's not gonna go anywhere unless a side breaks. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me try to just like shove the finger in and try to like shove it in and push the side down. My fingers, again, back to like the short fingers or something. I don't know if my fingers are short or what, but like I couldn't get this to push down. And every time I put the finger in to try to get it out, this would move. It would just be all over the place and slip inside and everything else. And I'm like, great, it's not. Like I'd push it and it would just like kind of move. It would like move over essentially inside. So then I'm like, okay. The one thing in my head was like, I am not going to a doctor to get this out because like I need to figure it out myself. So, and there's nothing wrong to go to like an ER or like an urgent care or whatever to get it out. But like, I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like that even seems more painful. So then I watched like a video online. I'm like, how to remove these. I ended up figuring out a trick. So when it's inside, you want to like pull on this while like, so I did this. I would pull with my pointer finger and my thumb. And then I like slid a finger up the side while pulling it. And it broke the side like that. I don't even know. I like pushed the side in essentially. And it came out. And I was like, pray to the Lord above that this didn't get stuck in me. It came out. And then I'm like, I don't even want to put this back in me because like I don't want to struggle with getting it out again. So it scared the crap out of me. But this does work well. And I think if I got into like a comfortable routine of like taking it out, it would be fine. But I was like scared out of my mind to take it out. And then with the Flex cup, you don't deal with that because you have the little string on the bottom, like the rubber thing, and it comes out. So I would say my like order of like what I like best to least for like pads, tampons, Flex cup, salt cup, soft disc. So 10 being the best, 1 being literally awful. I would put the best as the Flex cup only because it has a really smart, innovative way of getting it out. And there's no like, I never struggled getting this out. It came out really easily. I also think I saw videos on like people getting this stuck and I was like, how? But whatever. So I would rate this a 10. This gets a 10. There's really no issue with how that's made. And it's very beginner friendly. It's not a scary thing. I rate it literally a 10. The next one would be the salt cup. It also comes with like a bag, a little cute little bag when you order. The salt cup, I would give a 9 because it still works just as well. It's a cup, but getting it out was the scariest part. Again, I think if you get used to it or find like what works for you, then it works. The next one I would put, honestly, I think the next one would be a tampon. I would give tampons an 8 for periods because it has the string and like I never really bleed through a tampon unless I wear it for too long or I wear it to bed and I have like a heavy night. So I would give that an 8. And then the softest, I would give a 7. And that's because I experienced like not like a ton of leakage, but like enough where it was like, I don't want to deal with that, right? So I rate that a 7. No, I rate that an 8, right? Yeah, 10, 9, yeah, 8. And then I would give tampons sorry, oh my God. Softest is a 7, tampons are an 8. And then pads would get like a 5 or a 6, just because you're sitting in your own blood. It gets everywhere, like just gets everywhere. But if you've never used a cup, when I say I was afraid to put anything up there, including a tampon, but I got used to tampons, I highly suggest the Flex cup. Highly suggest it, or a Silk cup. But if you're new to putting cups in, I would definitely do the Flex, because you have that sense of security knowing there's like a tab you pull on and it unsuctions the cup and you don't like stress about getting it out. Solid cup, I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out when it comes to the point of me removing it. It just scared me a little bit more, but I would definitely rate the Flex cup the highest, the 10, and the Solid cup would still get a high score, but it would be a 9. It would just be right below the Flex. But I highly suggest people using it. Also, since like having my gastric sleeve, I feel like my periods, some of my days are so heavy and I don't know why. I don't know if I think it's just from like having my periods just been kind of weird, but I do highly suggest the cup, because also you save money. And I know it sounds gross, but there's cleaning products that come with the Flex cup. You can buy it. I have a steamer, like a menstrual cup steamer, that I use as well. That is the end of my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment down below any suggestions, or have you used the cups before? What are your thoughts on it when you tried it, or any video recommendations that you have. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media accounts, because you don't want to miss, I'm gonna stop saying, you don't want to miss anything, so follow me. All of my accounts are listed in the description box below. Also, they're listed in my outro screen, so whatever you'd like to do. I will say I'm most active on Instagram. TikTok is like an up and down type of thing. Twitter is, I'm like neither here nor there. But I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I hope you have a great week. If you are new, please subscribe. Please. Just kidding. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am, I think, 7 away from 500, which is insane. So I do appreciate everyone that has subscribed, that has supported me, that has commented, that has liked my videos, that has followed me on Instagram, that's done all the things, that has reached out to me. I've gotten a lot of messages about like my surgery stuff, and I love it, and I love to help people. And I made this to not really, essentially, I never started the YouTube channel because of my surgery, because, well, I did it to an extent. But my first beginning videos were just like me and like things I wanted to do. It wasn't really about my surgery, and then it turned into that because I got my surgery in June. So, but I hope you guys have a great night, and I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.